Like when I get my new height, it would be closer to a month.
And just express your feelings in a whole new way, which is very fun and awesome.
We have no idea what wacky is, and so we look it up, and it's a ventriloquist dummy.
I was bawling.
And she was bawling.
I was like, no.
Yeah, why? I don't want to be a dummy.
I have dedicated my adult life to arts education, as the arts are essential to our development and connectedness as human beings. As education director, I hear hundreds of stories about the powerful impact of the arts. Stories about feeling connected, about feeling included for the first time, about finding my place, about a new understanding of acceptance.
I think growing up, I was more in survivor mode than I was in like a more of a loving situation. And I knew when I had a child that it was gonna be like everything, not, you know, I'm still figuring things out, but I knew like the core values that I wanted her to know, like she's loved, you know, who you are, I accept it, whatever, you know, whatever you decide to do, like I'm gonna back you up, like I have your back.
Hey mom, I just wanna act, you know. I wanted you to know this because I'm having second thoughts about, you know, dancing and wanting to try new things and just being able to express my feelings in a whole new way, because I feel like this is gonna take me to, if I keep like working hard, it's gonna take me to bigger things in life. And yeah. And so I remember just thinking like, oh my gosh, this would be so fun, because I never really had done like a play or like auditioned for somebody who, you know, had color like me.
In our home, like this is our home now, we're actually able to experience something, you know, rather than driving to Minneapolis. Thank you, Great Theater.
We know from our own experiences, as well as from new studies, that students who engage in the arts have an increased sense of hope for the future, which is really exciting when you think about our world. Not only do kids in theater experience community in a different way, but it also serves to connect families.
We're the Radickeys. I'm Paul. This is Katie, Grace 17, and Ava 14, and we're a Great Theater family.
Beauty and the Beast. I was 7 and I was in 1st grade, and I remember thinking I didn't want to. Like she asked me and I was like, that doesn't sound like my thing. That doesn't sound like a thing that I would enjoy doing. I don't like talking to people. Like I remember saying that out loud and I was like, no, it doesn't sound like me. And then I went and I loved it, so.
This has been a journey for our whole family, beginning with the ad in the paper for Beauty and the Beast, and look where we are now, that we have a child who's she's a junior in high school, she's directing.
In directing Rainbow Fish, I learned a lot, like a passion for the education of children that I didn't know existed before. I realized this is who I am, and this is like a huge part of my life, and it's really what I think that I'm meant to do.
I learned quite a bit from theater that I can transfer to my sports, and I learned how to take direction from adults. I think I learned how to be a little bit more like coachable. Being on stage in front of a big audience helps with just going and doing my sport, it just makes everything easier. I think just that confidence piece too.
Obviously we've had a lot of growth as far as being on the stage and self-confidence and learning to be a public speaker, following directions, leadership, and those great characteristics. But I think our biggest takeaway, the biggest growth opportunities we've had has actually been in some of the disappointments. If that sounds, kind of sounds weird, but all 3 of us tried out for Annie, and the girls, of course, both wanted to be orphans, right? So the cast list comes out, and Grace is an orphan, and I'm a servant. And Ava's got 3 roles. She's a skater, a New York City skater. She's a Hoovervillian, and she's wacky. And we're like, we have no idea what wacky is. And so we look it up, and it's a ventriloquist dummy.
I was bawling.
And she was bawling.
I was like, no.
Yeah, why? I don't want to be a dummy.
I was like,
but then you look at the show, and like that's the
so
coolest
fun.
part. Like
It was
for
actually
a person to play.
I think the hardest things you learn on interpersonally are when to deal with how to support somebody that didn't get into a show that you got in, and how to handle that.
Or vice versa.
Yeah, and especially vice versa, right? Be supportive of your friend that got the part that you really wanted, but, you know, and truly mean it and be there. I think those are some of the skills that just translate so well into other areas of our lives. Every dollar invested in the arts has a $7 economic impact to a community. So it's smart. We give personally, we give as a company, we give, just knowing that it is our job, it is our duty to build the community and to attract the people that we want to be able to hire. You need to have things like Create Theater there to build that community.
Though I've spent the previous 15 years teaching and directing theater, I don't think I fully valued community theater prior to GREAT. I've been here a year now and have been inspired by the stories of our community. Blake's is one of those stories that resonates on a personal level. As a heart mom myself, hearing his journey is a reminder of the connection and hope that theater brings.
So Blake was born with a heart defect, so he spent lots and lots of time in the hospital throughout his life. And he was just always a really musical kid. And we listened to tons of music in the hospital, and he got to a point where he just loved the musical Wicked. And it was all he wanted to listen to, and we would, to pass time in the hospital, we'd listen or watch YouTube clips of Wicked.
Because I listen to it 3 times a day.
More than that.
More than that.
On repeat.
5 times.
Yeah.
But to sleep, it's time to trust friends. Close my eyes and sleep. It's time to try to find gravity.
And have always hoped that one of my children would want to do theater with me someday. And so Blake always wanted to do theater, and Joseph seemed like the perfect opportunity for the two of us to do something together. And for me to get back into it, and for Blake to have his first time on stage.
It was really funny watching my mom in Go Go Joseph because it was like so cringy. It was hilarious. It was cheesy.
Oh, cheesy.
And it was like the part when she dabbed. My mom directs me.
A little bit. I try not to push too hard.
Oh, but you do.
Now is the time to be courageous in the work that we do, to be bold in the stories that we're telling, to be intentional in connecting with everyone in our community, because that is the power of live theater.